This week, in a special double episode, DVB Debate asks how to end war crimes in Burma. Burma's been engaged in a civil war for more than 60 years. Continued reports of widespread and systematic human rights abuses against civilians by the military have emerged throughout this period. In part one of the show, the studio discusses recruitment of child soldiers. Underage recruitment is outlawed under both domestic and international law, and yet for decades the practice has been commonplace in Burma. On the panel this week, Ong Myo Min from Equality Myanmar, UNICEF Child Protection Officer Myat Min Thu, law professor Dr. Myat Min Zan, and Dr. Sui Ka from the Chin National Front. The panellists discuss why children are recruited into the army and how this reflects on the country.
I think the use of child soldiers very much speaks to a general lack of dignity, human dignity, and a lack of respect for the rule of law. And when you have a lack of respect for the rule of law, then you have a generalized culture of impunity.
Yes.
In June 2012, the Burmese government signed a joint action plan with the United Nations to rid its forces of children. Since then, almost 300 children have been officially released and discharged. However, Burma still ranked 8th worst in the world in the 2014 Child Soldiers Index. And some groups estimate there could be tens of thousands of soldiers who are recruited underage still in the military. The panellists debate about how effective the action plan can be, while the military still has the power to intimidate.
The Kelo Kalea Journey get a Kuchema. The Bemes Matankin when I'm used to I Kalea Sanabo TV Sanimala, Damamo, Twamala, Sadafi Dale to ye, General Osawa, Lulas or YouTube by net to ye, Queen General Dilo, Dijama, Tetu, and Tomputara Shiba.
Kalea detected my need habit, the May Alma need higher. The May will now come as a sick, yet don't have you. Jow no Luda, Miba, Biobi me. Day a worldwide dreamer. The Amu Melucino, Wema, General Sanane Winava, General Mapian Genova, would love Maturo to a piano like the case that General Banaya.
Clearly, Sita Temashia told you never the case of Beam Matimbu. Era John General root court bono, check and John General Shapoyam Luciano Tender.
Panellists argue that as long as the military continues to be able to act with impunity, this problem will not be solved.
Child soldier to look at a big area, Tasway, big area, Pidwin, the good marshal, located at Shidla, Tapi, Bibira, and Amiaji nailing Morotan.
However, others say that punishment is not the only way to improve the situation. Many children who've grown up in poverty are lured into the army with promises of an endless food supply and financial security. Audience and panellists debate about who is responsible for protecting and supporting these communities.
Tomorrow, sit there go a mere tata, do you miss there go a mere plain lonely Lemia Wono, the Bagani Bioma, the community Bagani, the NGO, the Bagani Bioma, the Calais advocacy to a thin and you bought tapping or.
Carway Biamas, a soya low am ham you. I met a soya Malone General Tata below Niara. Lojame, a Tainaba Sura, Nibidona, and need to wipe my Tayani.
There are now hotlines available for child recruits to call if they want to leave. And the UN task force is working to resettle and rehabilitate those who leave. Guests in the studio argue that for some soldiers, it's too late for rehabilitation.
Although Galeria, Titan, Dima, Yaitare, Titama Yaitare, Tani, Yaitakanti, Galeria, Tango, 12 swept you to Kunetan Mia. I tango sweat to another journey.
The studio generally agrees that there is still a lot of work to be done to help young soldiers recruited as children leave the army without fear. Tune in next week for part 2 of our war crimes debate, focusing on sexual violence in conflict. You can join the debate or watch the full programme in Burmese on our YouTube channel, or comment on our website at dvb.no.